Hello students, myself Dr. Jyoti Shegokar. I welcome you in my YouTube channel Chemistry in Engineering, which is made for you guys that is the student of engineering. So our today's topic of discussion is wet corrosion mechanism. Guys, already there are a number of videos which are under this heading of corrosion and its control in my channel, but due to some different to overcome some different problems like some sound problem, so this video has been prepared in the new playlist. Okay. So, wet corrosion mechanism. To understand the wet corrosion mechanism, guys, first of all, we should understand what is corrosion. So, for the getting more idea about corrosion, you can watch my earlier videos. So, corrosion, it is nothing but the decay of metal. मेटल कुठलाही मेटल असो जेव्हा तो गंजतो, जेव्हा काहीतरी ॲटमॉस्फेरिक जी एअर आहे किंवा काही मीडियम आहे लाईक अ वॉटर मॉइश्चर विच इज प्रेझेंट इन द ॲटमॉस्फिअर, व्हेन दॅट मेटल reacts with that air to form the different type of products. जसं मेटल कुठलाही गंजल्यानंतर मेटलचा रस्ट तयार होतो, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ प्रॉडक्ट ऑफ कोरोजन. मग कुठले गॅसेस प्रेझेंट आहेत ॲटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये त्यावर डिपेंड करेल की कोणत्या टाईपचा प्रॉडक्ट मिळेल. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इन दी एअर देर आर प्रेझन्स ऑफ डिफरंट कार्बोनेट्स, सल्फेट्स, नायट्रेट्स, ammonia type of gas, hydrogen, water, that is the moisture, and oxygen. So when that all type of air gases as a air are attacked on the metal, for example, it is iron or steel. When that metal Fe reacts with that particular gas, there is a formation of metal hydroxides, metal carbonates, metal oxides, metal sulfates. So that type of products will be formed, and which we call to that a rust. मेटलचं गंजणं म्हणजे काय की वेगवेगळ्या एअरमध्ये वेगवेगळे असणारे गॅसेस जेव्हा कुठल्याही मेटल सोबत, जो मेटल सिम्पली जो एन्व्हायरमेंट मध्ये ठेवलेला आहे त्यासोबत रिॲक्ट होऊन काहीतरी प्रॉडक्ट तयार करतील. जसं रेड कलरची एक रस्ट किंवा पावडर्ड फॉर्म मेटलचा तयार होतो, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ कोरोजन. So the corrosion can be done by two different ways. Either corrosion is a dry corrosion or it is a wet corrosion. Dry corrosion म्हणजे सिम्पली एअरच्या प्रेझेन्स मध्ये ऑक्सिजन सोबत झालेली रिॲक्शन मेटलची टू फॉर्म द मेटल ऑक्साइड किंवा वेगवेगळे प्रोडक्ट्स म्हणजे ड्राय कोरोजन. बट वेट कोरोजन इज समवॉट डिफरंट थिंग. सो टुडे वी हॅव टू सी वेट कोरोजन. वेट कोरोजन म्हणजे समजा हा जर मेटल आहे, इफ दिस इज अ मेटल अँड वेन दिस मेटल इज टू बी कोरोडेड, जेव्हा त्याची कोरोजनची प्रोसेस इनिशिएट होईल, सुरू होईल, तर ॲटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये जेव्हा त्या मेटलमध्ये काहीतरी अशा कंडिशन्स येतील की ज्यामुळे दोन वेगवेगळे एरियाज फॉर्म होतील. एक एरिया 50% एरिया फॉर्म होईल, लाईक असं समजा जर दोन एरियाज फॉर्म झाले तर 50% एरिया एक त्याच्यामधला जो ऍक्ट प्रोड्यूस होईल, इट इज कॉल्ड, इट विल ऍक्ट ऍज अ कॅथोड आणि दुसरा it will act as a anode. So in this way there is a formation of two separate areas, and when it will get that characteristics of cathode or anode, it will react like that and it will carry out the same type of reactions. जसं anode जर आहे तर oxidation reaction होईल, cathode जर आहे तर reduction reaction होईल, like that. आणि आफ्टर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दॅट एरियाज देअर ऑकर्स द रिॲक्शन्स, अँड ड्यू टू दॅट रिॲक्शन्स काहीतरी कॉन्सिक्वेन्सेस होतील, काहीतरी प्रॉडक्ट्स फॉर्म होतील, अँड दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कोरोजन. सो हाऊ देअर ऑकर्स द वेट कोरोजन? Wet corrosion, it can be defined simply as the formation of two separate areas on the single metal when it is in the different type of medias, when it is faced with the two different type of materials. म्हणजे या दोन कंडिशन जर असतील, एकतर दोन वेगवेगळे मटेरियल्स यूज केलेले असतील सिंपल सिस्टीम मध्ये, किंवा एकच मेटल यूज केला असेल पण मीडिया दोन असतील. सो इन दॅट केस कोणत्या टाईपचं कोरोजन होईल तर दॅट इज वेट कोरोजन. सो वेट कोरोजनला इमर्स कोरोजन पण म्हणतात, कारण तो इमर्स केला जातो कुठल्या तरी मीडियामध्ये, किंवा त्याला इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल कोरोजन पण म्हणतात, कारण की एक्झॅक्टली ऑक्सिडेशन आणि रिडक्शन रिॲक्शन्स ऑकर होतात आणि दोन वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे एरियाज फॉर्म होतात म्हणून. सो आय थिंक यू अंडरस्टूड दिस बेसिक टॉपिक, दॅट इज द वेट कोरोजन. द कोरोजन ऑर द डिके. कोरोजन म्हणजे काय की डिके होतं, डिसइंटिग्रेशन होतं मेटलचं. सो कोरोजन, वेट ड्राय कोरोजन ही एक वेगळी संकल्पना आहे. Wet corrosion, it occurs in the different way. Wet corrosion is a corrosion which is formed by the two different formation of two separate areas on the same metal. And why these areas are formed? According to the different media, according to the different environment. And that two areas are formed when once the one area will act as an anode while one will act as a cathode. Anode will lose the electron. As it is anode, there occurs the oxidation reaction on anode, while on cathode there occurs the reduction reaction. So this is the basic thing about the corrosion, that is particularly wet corrosion. And what will happen after the oxidation and reduction reaction? When once oxidation occurs on the anode, the electrons are produced from the anodes, these are evolved from the anodes, and that electrons from anode through the electrolytic media, it will provide it to the cathode, and then at cathode there occurs the reduction reaction and the reaction will get balanced. So when the reaction, oxidation reaction occurs, formation of electrons is there, at that time the actual decay or disintegration occurs, and that metal which is acting there as an anode get totally corroded, while the reduction where occurs, that total metal can get protected. In this way the process continues. So when the two different, if this is a metal and here there is a formation of two separate areas, one area which is there as an anode will get totally corroded, and until that this cathode will react as a cathode and totally get protected. But after destroying this total anodic area, so there remains only the cathode, and again there is a formation of two separate areas on the cathode and reaction continues and metal get decayed continuously. So this is called as a wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion. Electrochemical corrosion, as I said, it is by two different ways possible. Either the two different type of metals are there, due to formation of some potential difference there occurs the corrosion, or second is by in the same metal and two different medias are there. Due to that medias, different oxygen concentration will be created and there occurs the corrosion. In this way, by the differential oxidation method or by the two different type of formation of a potential difference due to two different type of materials is there. So this is the basic idea about the wet corrosion. Now moving towards its mechanism, which is a very important part. Mechanism means what? Whenever the process occurs, it occurs in what different type of steps? What different type of steps are there? Imaginary steps are there which would have been done, and we can get the same type of product. So that is called as a mechanism. So in this case of wet corrosion mechanism, it can be done by two different ways. One is either by the removal of hydrogen, or second, or by the absorption of oxygen. Why these names may be there? Because these names are nothing but the definition of corrosion, that is definition of oxidation. How oxidation occurs? It can be possible by removal of H2, it can be possible by absorption of O2. So that's why there are two different methods. And again, on what it depends, that whether the removal of H2 or absorption of O2 is there, it depends on the presence of media which is provided. So you can see here, guys, whenever the particular question is there in your paper, that how will you carry out mechanism of wet corrosion by removal of hydrogen? How will you carry out mechanism of wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion or immersed corrosion by absorption of oxygen? At that time, the particular type of medias are required. Like this, by removal of H2, there must be presence of acidic media, so that the processes will be like the formation of the H positive ions or formation of a H2 gas, is it? So while in case of such by absorption of O2, there must be presence of neutral media, is it? So question can be asked in another way also, that how will you carry out mechanism of electrochemical corrosion in acidic media? At that time, we should get understood that it is nothing but by the removal of hydrogen. So this is the main thing that is to be said. Okay, now moving towards our answer of that particular question. So when that question will be there, it will be for 3 to 4 marks. Okay, so according to that, first is what is corrosion, then what is wet corrosion. You have to write that definitions. After that, you have to draw the particular diagrams as per the requirement. So diagram, after drawing diagram, its proper labeling must be there, and the two reactions, how that reactions are occurred. That is also very important thing. And then its explanation according to the reactions. So both as the this wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion is conditional. That is what type of condition is there, as per that the reaction will occur. So here first we will see the corrosion or mechanism of wet corrosion by removal of hydrogen. So in this case, see here there is a large blue colored sheet I have drawn. It is a one metal sheet, totally one metal sheet, and on this same metal sheet there is placed one small block of metal. So this metal sheet, it may be of iron sheet or steel. Fe ची मेटल शीट आहे, त्या मेटल शीटवर आपण दुसरा एक मेटलचा ब्लॉक ठेवला. होऊ शकते तो ब्लॉक पण त्याच मेटलचा असेल किंवा दुसऱ्या मेटलचा पण असू शकतो. सो वी विल कन्सिडर हियर इट इज मेड बाय द सेम मटेरियल. मग हा जो एक ब्लॉक आहे आणि ही मोठी दुसरी एक मोठी स्पेस किंवा टेबल आहे, इट इज ऑल्सो मेड बाय मेटल आयरन, टोटली आयरनचा टेबल. मग या कंडिशन मध्ये जर वरच्या साईडने ऍसिड मीडिया प्रोव्हाइड केलेला असेल तर कुठल्या टाईपचं कोरोजन होईल, दॅट इज इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग. So this is the condition. What is the condition? That there is a presence of one metal. On the metal, on the upper side, totally acid media is provided, while a small block of metal has been placed on that large metal sheet. Now we have to see what type of corrosion is possible and which part of this metal, that system will be corroded. Okay. See here, in this case, small block of metal which is there, it will act as a cathode. So cathode, we know that it is always get protected. कॅथोडचं कोरोजन होत नाही, कोरोजन नेहमी ऍनोडचं होतं. तर या कंडिशन मध्ये जिथे एक मेटल शीट आहे आणि त्यावर एक मेटलचा ब्लॉक ठेवलेला आहे, सेम मेटलचाच असेल तर तो जो ब्लॉक आहे तो कॅथोड म्हणून ट्रीट होईल आणि त्याच्यावर रिडक्शन रिएक्शन होईल. वाईल जो मेटलची दुसरी शीट आहे ती ऍनोड म्हणून ट्रीट होईल आणि त्यावर कोरोजन होईल. ओके. So get it in your mind that first of all, the formation of two separate areas, what type of areas are possible in which condition. So wherever there is acid media provided, small portion of metal will act as a cathode, while the remaining large metal sheet will act as an anode. So what will happen after acting it as a cathode or anode, or how they are acting there. So here I wrote these reactions to save our time. So at anode means on this total metal sheet. So as soon as these all conditions are set, what type of next reactions possible? So here there on the anode, on this metal sheet, there occurs the reaction that Fe, as this metal sheet is made by Fe जो iron आहे, it will undergoes process of oxidation. This oxidation reaction occurs there and formation of Fe dipositive ions. Oxidation म्हणजे removal of electrons. तो electrons remove होतील oxidation नी Fe वरून आणि Fe dipositive ion बनेल. That is, it is having its oxidation state dipositive. So in this way, this is the reaction of oxidation which always occurs on anode. So this reaction is same in the another case also. Okay, so this is the first reaction. Now here there is a formation of electrons is there in this large metal area. So that electrons are migrated from the anode to the cathode. In any type of corrosion, there is a migration or traveling of electrons from anode to cathode. So here towards the cathode, these electrons will be moved. म्हणजे काय की as an electric current, it will be flown from anode to cathode. It is shown like this, but actually they are found in this media, and through this media that they will be towards the cathodic area. So towards this cathodic area, या cathodic area जवळ काय आहे, there is a presence of acid. So acid, in what way? Acid is nothing but presence of H positive ions. Is it? म्हणजे जागोजागी इथे H positive ions present असतील as a there is a media of acid is there. So in this way, this H positive ions आणि हे electrons जे anode नी cathode ला pass केलेले. So that electrons and this H positive ions here on cathode means here. It will again require some platform. So cathode is provided. So on cathode, these H positive ions are there as there is a acid media, and electrons which are from anode, they are moved towards cathode. So H positive ions plus that's 2 electrons from the first reaction. Here there is a formation of H2 gas. Literally इथून H2 gas evolved होईल. That is the simply two reactions occur. And when we will see the net reaction, म्हणजे दोन्ही reaction ची total, Fe plus twice H positive electrons will get cancelled to form Fe dye positive plus H2 gas. आणि Fe dye positive is nothing but the डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ मेटल किंवा जो एनोड आहे हळूहळू याचं डिग्रेडेशन किंवा इथे प्रॉडक्ट ऑफ कोरोजन फॉर्म होणं सुरू होईल. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ मेकॅनिझम ऑफ कोरोजन, वेट कोरोजन पर्टिक्युलरली ड्यू टू removal of hydrogen or in the acid media. So just in the same way actually, but some differences are there. There occurs the corrosion mechanism of wet corrosion by absorption of oxygen. So here you can see या केस मध्ये थोडी कंडिशन वेगळी आहे. इथे काय आहे, एक परत एक मेटलची शीट ठेवलेली आहे. It is again the same, but there is no any block of metal. Simply it is considered that when one metal sheet was there and it is provided with some neutral media from the upper side. Neutral media कुठलेही इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया चालेल, इलेक्ट्रोलायटिक मीडिया चालेल, ज्यामध्ये Na पॉझिटिव्ह, Cl निगेटिव्ह, OH निगेटिव्ह लाईक that ions present असतील. But त्या मीडियामध्ये ऑक्सिजन आहे, ऑक्सिजन is absorbed in that. It is an important case. It is an important thing that there must be presence of oxygen. Okay, that is the neutral media. So neutral media is nothing but presence of oxygen, no doubt. It may be there may be presence of water. It is also one of the neutral media. Okay, but this metal sheet, why this particular pit or that particular space is showing there? It is showing that the metal जो already होता तो already corroded होता किंवा तो already protected होता. लक्ष द्या, एक तर मेटलची शीट आहे, इट इज ऑलरेडी कोरोडेड और ऑलरेडी प्रोटेक्टेड, म्हणजे या ज्या दोन्ही साइड्स आहेत या दोन्हीही प्रोटेक्टेड आहेत. बट ऍक्सिडेंटली देर इज अ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ वन स्मॉल एरिया इन बिटवीन. समजा एखादा मेटल आहे आणि त्याला आपण कोट केलाय, we have coated or we have painted or oiling may be there. So during that there is some of the part has been accidentally there is remain without polishing or without कोटिंग. म्हणजे तो पर्टिक्युलर पार्ट काय होईल की त्याच्यावर कोटिंग झालेला नाहीये. इट मीन्स दॅट छोटासा असा पार्ट आहे या टोटल मेटल शीटवर जो की वेगळा आहे, ज्याच्यामध्ये ऑक्सिजन डायरेक्टली ऍटमॉस्फेरिक ऑक्सिजन अटॅक करू शकतो. सो दॅट इज द कंडिशन. समजा एखादा वॉटर ड्रॉपलेट ठेवलेला असेल आणि वॉटर ड्रॉपलेट आता टेम्परेचर वाढल्यामुळे इव्हॅपोरेट झाला. सो दॅट पोर्शन विच इज रिमेनिंग देअर इज नाव एक्सपोज विथ द ऍटमॉस्फिअर अँड इट इज टोटली डिफरंट फ्रॉम द रिमेनिंग शीट ऑफ द मेटल. मग अशा केसमध्ये काय होईल की दोन एरियाज फॉर्म होतील. एक हा जो जिथे वॉटर ड्रॉपलेट होता आणि उडून गेलाय, दॅट पर्टिक्युलर एरिया इज कॉल्ड एज एन एनोड. या केसमध्ये छोटा एरिया एनोड, वाईल द रिमेनिंग जो आहे प्रोटेक्टेड ऑलरेडी, it is cathode. So in this way you can see here it is a large metal sheet, its name is a cathode, while a small area which is just in the contact with this particular neutral media, that is called as a anode. म्हणजे आता रिएक्शन एनोड ची इथे होईल, दॅट ऍक्च्युअल कोरोजन कुठे होईल या पर्टिक्युलर पोर्शनला, दो इट इज अ सेम पार्ट ऑफ अ मेटल, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ सेम मेटल. ओके, so at anode means here what type of reaction occurs? There is a reaction of oxidation. This is oxidation reaction which occurs at the anode. So Fe, which gives Fe dye positive ions plus 2 electrons. As I already said that the oxidation reaction is same in both cases. So here there is a formation of these 2 electrons. Now once that electrons are formed, it will be moved towards the cathode again. As it is shown the arrow in this way, but these electrons will be moving through particular this area towards this particular neutral media. So when that electrons are provided to the neutral media, in the neutral media it is considered that there is a presence of OH negative ions. How they are produced? Due to presence of this O2. O2 is absorb oxygen. So this O2, half of O2, and this, as it is a neutral media, might be presence of H2O. So this H2O plus half of O2 and these 2 electrons which are from the anode, which are moved towards cathode. So there is a formation of here OH negative ions. Here it is shown that after this reaction, after this, it is moved towards the formation of 2 OH negative ions. So once these OH negative ions are formed and Fe dye positive, it is already there in the reaction. So in this way, the net reaction is that this is a net reaction. So the net reaction is that Fe plus H2O plus half of O2, electron will get cancelled to form FeOH by 2. FeOH by 2 is a ferrous hydroxide. It is a yellow colored product, which is the very first product of the corrosion, of the particularly wet corrosion. So when once this is formed, corrosion has been totally occurred and formation of this product is occurred there. Now when if the more oxygen concentration is present in this neutral media, more and more, so repeatedly reaction will occur, and this product which is produced, it may be here gathered here. There may be formation of product at the just corners or at the in between the anodic and cathodic area which is produced. So in this medium, anywhere that product can be accumulate. So this is called as a corrosion, and in this way there occurs the corrosion. Then if the oxygen concentration is more, this ferrous hydroxide FeOH by 2 yellow colored product, it may be converted into ferric hydroxide, that is FeOH by 3, which is a red colored product. And if again more oxygen concentration is there, hydrogen can be removed, and last product which will be formed, which is a Fe2O3, that is ferric hydroxide. Fe2O3, which is a very worst or brown colored product of the corrosion. So in this way there occurs the corrosion. When you will write it, write it particularly point wise, diagram, explanation, its reactions, its working, and the different type of methods or different type of advantages, or we cannot say any advantage, but if any there is a control of corrosion. So in this way there occurs the mechanism of wet corrosion by two different ways. If the both the types of mechanisms are asked, it must be for 5 to 6 marks. So this is not very hard, guys. It is very easy. When once you understood the reactions, you can easily write or you can easily explain this mechanism. So in this way, this is a small attempt to make you understand that what the type of wet corrosion mechanism is. So thank you guys for staying with me. If you like these videos, like it, share it to your friends, and subscribe the video if you are not already, and hit the bell button if you require such type of videos. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.